Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the gathering.
We've gathered nerds
Filled them with booze
and let them loose on
Thor Ragnarok.
Be warned, spoilers abound within.
Please enjoy!
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the gathering. It's been a while, but it was worth it because this is the best movie that I've ever seen in my entire life. I'm gonna start. You know when 8-year-olds talk about like what they would want in a movie? This was my movie. I'm not saying it's the most critically acclaimed movie of all time.
It was never going to be.
But it doesn't. This was medieval. This was sci-fi. This was like, if you had taken the excerpt of "and then the Hulk suplexes Fenrir," that's all I needed to go and see this movie. I was just like. This whole movie, literally, like if you want to talk about like target demographic, I was like right at the pinpoint, the center of this movie. It's me personally. Someone has been like checking my dreams and being like, well, he likes this. And then on top of that, I was like, the only thing this is missing is like rock music, and fucking Led Zeppelin is the theme. I was like, I'm done. This is good. I never need to see another movie in my entire life.
That pretty much sums it up for me.
Yeah.
I just came out going, that was gold.
I was so worried after Thor 2 that they were going to make it super serious.
Well, Thor
again.
2 is our just happened movie.
Yeah,
So.
and it's just, like, the sci-fi aspect of everything was perfect. Everything felt lived in, everything felt real, and then them flicking between the two wasn't ultra jarring.
The editing was awesome. I mean, we'll get to that a bit later.
The Willy Wonka, fucking thing.
The
You're
Grandmaster.
covering everything in one.
Yeah, I love this movie.
Ben?
It was fantastic, yeah. The highlight for me was Korg.
Yeah.
Loved Korg.
Well, that's Waikiki. What's his name? Waikiki,
The director.
the director,
Yeah.
because he also did
Taiki.
Taiki.
Yeah.
Waikiki is the beach.
Waikiki's the beach. Whatever. Taikiki or.
I can't pronounce it right, but it's Taika Waititi.
He did Boy way back,
Yeah.
but more recently he did What We Do in the Shadows and Hunt for the Wilder People.
He also did, I'd like to point out, because this makes perfect sense to me, the 2 Team Thor short films that they brought out. When
perfect.
where like that.
How he
room with
moves in with the housemate.
Yeah, the housemate stuff, all those.
And he's got
brilliant.
and he's got the board with all the yarn between stuff because he's trying to work out where the stones are.
Yeah, he's doing all the stuff. And
with
it's just,
Gary, his housemate.
Yeah,
So
and we're just like, can we just have Gary and Thor in the next film? So
And they
that,
did,
and they pretty much, that's more or less Gary.
It was,
Yeah.
it was good.
Korg and Meek.
Cool,
I do wonder, because as Australians, that sort of New Zealand character is something that we recognise.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
And I wonder how American audiences respond
I've
to
been hearing not the best reviews
Oh, really?
from America, and that doesn't surprise me in the slightest because this feels like it was made for Australian fans.
100%.
Australian and Kiwi.
Yeah, we all know that when Kiwis do well, they become Australian.
Yeah.
That's just what we do. We steal.
We
But oh no, they're with us now. That's
Well, let's face it, they're pretty much
Australian.
just Australian anyway.
They're just like in the cool part of Australia.
They just kept putting it in, and it was funny every time. Like the first time was funny.
It didn't get old.
away, you fucking ghosts.
I love that there was a ghost reference in there.
No, and then they reference the castle.
Yeah, there, the other chick.
Yeah.
Tell him he's dreaming.
The super deadpan head guard of the Grandmaster.
She was awesome. Just what was it? Just like, what do I always call you? Just like trash or something.
Trash.
Just
Wait,
trash.
did they say that?
Yeah, it's like that doesn't start with B. What are you even on about? Oh, and everything.
And Goldblum. Jeff Goldblum
Goldblum was
like
perfect.
he was just kind of
as
doing-
himself.
Yeah. They did a lot with the characters in this that I would not have imagined from knowing the comics. Grandmaster, I did not picture as a Goldblum type character, but Goldblum was perfect. Korg, I did not picture as that type of character who was more of a big,
big friendly guy.
Vinnie Rames or some type of like a big black guy, just like, I'm nice, but I can destroy you.
Yeah.
Not like a cool Kiwi dude.
Hey bro,
So,
we're jumping on this big ship. You want to come with us?
It was just like every line from him was perfect.
And he addresses everyone exactly the same way. Yeah, he's like talking to Loki, talking to Thor, talking to some random Asgard. And he's like, hey bro, how you going?
Yeah, it's just like, oh, this place is weird, eh?
Yeah.
It's just like, the only thing that's not weird about this is that everything's weird. It's just
So, how much of this is Space Hulk, and how much of this was Thor Ragnarok from the comics? Because reading what was to be Thor Ragnarok, it was going to be super like pompous and just kind of a waste.
It felt like they took the Planet Hulk story and just put Thor in the lead.
Yeah.
And it just went done because there can't be a Hulk movie because of legal reasons. So they were like, we'll just take the planet from World War Hulk. Sakaar. Not World War. Planet Hulk. That's the planet he crash lands on, joins the gladiators, overthrows them. So it's like Thor's going through that, and they just shoved all these other things in. I love the story as well that came out that during roughly around Civil War, Chris Hemsworth made a comment to Kevin Feige, the head of Marvel, saying, where is my team up? Why don't I have friends? Where's all Thor's friends? And he's like, oh, that's funny. Oh, hang on, actually, that's a good point. Where's Hulk during all this? And that's kind of what started this thought pattern, which I thought was fantastic.
But it seems like, I mean, I haven't read the comics, but from what you've been saying, it's a really good smash together of the two stories.
Like you can see that they've taken the Thor Ragnarok and Planet Hulk as the main things and smashed them together.
Elements.
But then they've added all sorts of little tiny things in there as well. And just put in their own sense of humor and everything is there. There was so many factors and so many layers to this that I don't even know where they pulled it from, but worked. That it just came together so brilliantly.
The physical gags, every single one got me.
The Hulk one is the best one where he jumps off.
You'll see.
That was fantastic.
The other one, that like super 80s like the Lasertron thing, and it's like, prepare to meet the Grandmaster, and he's like, ah! and he just appears there, and he's like, oh.
And how he's gone through, as James mentioned, the Willy Wonka song before that was so trippy. And
then he's like, I am the God of Thunder!
And then
Sparkles! Say Sparkles!
Later on, when he's about to enter the ring, he's introducing, he's like, oh, watch out, this lightning comes out of his hand.
It's like his hand sparkle a bit.
The Lord of Thunder.
It's just like the piss take that's constant. And it's just so many little parts. He's like, when Loki and Valkyrie are talking to him, and he goes and he interrupts him, and the chick gives him the melting stick. He's like, "What are you giving me the melting stick for? He just interrupted me."
That's not a capital offense.
There's just so many little just moments where this is fantastic.
And that's the funny thing, because Sakaar, is it Sakaar?
Yeah.
Okay. Because that whole planet is just it's such a mix of things, and it's so crazy. And of course it's run by someone like that.
Yeah, it felt like a Star Wars planet to me.
Yeah.
The costumes, the way it was put together, the flight sequences between the buildings was very much, we've just like ripped this wholesale out of Star Wars, and the costuming and everything. Like when they originally find Thor and those guys come out of the spaceship, that 100% could have been a Star Wars scene.
And I was kind of scanning the scrap piles looking for maybe Easter eggs of like Star Wars ships or even like a Firefly Cup class ship or something.
Yeah.
Didn't see anything. But
Something little.
Wouldn't be surprised if
I'm
something
sure some super nerds greater than even you will find something.
I noticed a few Easter eggs throughout the whole thing, but I didn't notice anything in any of the junk piles. Because that would probably be a great place to put them. But yeah, there are a lot of Easter eggs in there. You'll get this. The Grandmaster's guards distinctly, I think, look like the Celestials, except human size. So, because I was like, wow. That's why they're so colourful and interesting. The Celestials are like the guys who seeded the entire universe. And they basically...
Isn't the dude one of them? In bloody Guardians 2?
Because of Guardians 2, not the comic version.
Was he a Celestial? No.
They named him a Celestial, so they basically
Ego.
They branched out and said Ego's a Celestial, and so they're saying that Celestials are different beings. But in the comics, Celestials all looked more or less the same, and they were that type of faceless yet colourful thing, except they were giants, like the size of mountains.
Yeah.
So that was one of the little Easter eggs I thought was brilliant. That from start to finish, the comedy at the start, it kind of reminded me of Force Awakens when Poe meets Kylo, and he sits down. It's like, who talks first? Do you talk or I talk? Where he takes this serious situation and it just turns it stupid, and you've got that with Thor just going, hang on a second, and he's just spinning around on the chain.
Oh yeah.
We were concerned, a few people who saw it were concerned that the film as a whole, they've obviously learnt lessons as they've gone. This is the development of how many Marvel movies we've got to. But when they started
Guardians definitely changed.
Oh yeah,
stuff.
huge. And when they started when it starts with Thor talking to camera, I was like, oh crap, they've gone too far, and they've gone Deadpool breaking the fourth wall, and I'm like, oh, this is not going to work. I felt like I was worried, and then
the skeleton
and
goes,
it's a skeleton.
and then his jaw drops.
Perfect.
And he's like,
I was just like, alright, cool, we're done. This is perfect.
Again,
This
it
is fantastic.
Yeah.
he goes down, and then 2 seconds later, the skeleton's like,
Bonk. But yeah, there's so many brilliant things. It works well. The CGI has perfectly got up to where we need to be for Hulk to work amazingly. All those Hulk conversations worked, like in their dressing room area, worked because of that. Even the Avengers version of the Hulk, I don't think it would have worked as well, because it would have looked like Chris Hemsworth talking to a cartoon Thor.
Yeah.
And this one, I forgot it was a cartoon.
They
like
really
CGI.
made the Hulk properly, like when the little fit he has when he tries to leave, when he's just having that weird conversation with whatever the hell her name was,
Valkyrie chick.
Yeah. Like as they're leaving to go, he just felt like a person instead of just like green
green
blob
anger.
here.
Yeah. It was so well done, and there's just so many parts where the Hulk just stole the show. Part where they're having a moment on the field, and then he grabs him and does the Loki thing, and then Loki's like, "That's how it feels." Yeah, perfect. Him coming out of the water at the very end and jumping at the demon, and it's just like, for once, don't smash. He's like a big monster, and it's just like, yes, this is perfect.
Yeah, but it never took away from any of the
That's slow
seriousness.
Yeah.
And then there's giant Ragnarok guy. No, what's his name?
Sitar.
Sitar.
Yes, the Indian.
Surtur. Yeah. Surtur. Yeah. Even though I'm pretty sure there was some sitar playing in one of the with Doctor Strange stuff. I think it was around then. And that was a perfect amount of Doctor Strange in there as well, I thought.
Man, the cutting when he was teleporting.
Yeah.
And Thor was just like
yeah.
and then it cut and he goes down the stairs and he ends up rolling down the last few stairs. It's like, that's it.
Yeah.
And then he goes to get Mjolnir and he's like, oh yeah, it's coming. Smash
Like,
upstairs.
sorry. And Loki, I've been falling for 30 minutes. And it's like, so simple, yet brilliant.
And even Hela's line where she's like, you don't know me, but blah, 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 blah. And then the guy's like, whoever you are. And she's like, are you serious? I just...
Were you not listening? Yeah, I started feeling...
It's like Zoolander, but why male mothers?
Like, especially in that line with Hela, I had to check myself, because I was like, hang on, is this a Joss Whedon film? Because that felt like a Joss Whedon-esque type thing, where it's just like you go through... I love that the Warriors 3 are like a pivotal part in the first 2 Thors, and then they get destroyed in seconds. The first 2 just get obliterated.
Sad.
It was sad but funny, and they were the 2 main, like, bigger known actors were the first 2 that get taken out, because Zachary Levi's, nerdtastic. And
meanwhile, Carl Urban playing Scourge.
Yeah, that was
Scourge.
Scourge.
And he's like, I'm just a janitor.
Yeah.
That's another thing. He's like, behold my stuff.
Yeah.
And it's just like there's a Vespa and like just random
Was
stuff.
that Des and Troy?
Yeah.
Oh,
But like the stuff like that's so offhand, like this has nothing to do with anything, and then right at the end it's like, oh yeah, remember that stupid joke from the start of
but
the
it
film?
gives like it may seem a little bit lame. It doesn't seem lame, but it's like a little bit not even forced. It's camp, but it gives character to an otherwise random side character.
Yeah, that kind of
like,
It's just so much better than the Justice League. Everything's serious all the time.
It's super
Everything
dark,
needs to be...
dark and gritty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's what they did with the Arrow TV show. It's like, check out Green Arrow. He's this super camp Robin Hood guy that's spewing one-liners about how he's going to bone all the women. No, it's dark and gritty.
Yeah, it went
I'm budget Batman. I'm green. Where are the drugs? So that's decent.
But now Carl Urban, I think, is generally an underrated actor. I think he's
Man,
brilliant.
Look at all the roles he's played.
Oh, he's been in everything, and he
involved in
but he did that role perfectly because that role could have easily been one-note, boring sidekick guy, and he made he only
but
had
even super subtle stuff like he becomes the executioner and he's like, she goes, all right, pick someone, and he's kind of like,
what do I do? Because he's probably only got a handful of lines if you do the maths on it, and most of his character comes across in his facial.
Yeah.
Which is easy said, but really hard to do, and that just shows how good of an actor he is, that you know exactly what he's going through.
Yeah, and she pulls out that chick that he was talking to at the start. That blonde one, I'm pretty sure was one of the two at the start. Okay. I think that could just be a bit of a...
That could just
they look
be
similar.
Blondest.
Yeah.
Just racist.
Blondest.
That's all blondes.
Yeah.
All blondes are the same.
But he's standing there with the axe and he's kind of looking at her and he's like, I don't want to do this. He's like, you can tell he's like, this was a bad choice.
Yeah.
And so then at the end, he's like,
stuff it. And in the comics, he's known for being the executioner, but also having those two guns.
Yeah.
And one of the moments that he's known for in the comics is him holding a bridge in hell with two guns, taking out the undead. So that was kind of
nice little...
They did that there with him on the pile and stuff. So that worked out. That was a nice little nod there. Again, random little Easter eggs. But yeah, there was he was so friggin' just brilliant. I can't fault any of the casting. The Valkyrie chick was on point. She's exactly what needed to happen.
Was she a Kiwi?
No, she's born in USA, and I think she's got Mexican and South American
she actually
descent.
looks. Yeah, she looks a little bit.
I thought the same until I saw the Grandmaster's side.
Yeah,
who's actually
she's
Kiwi,
a Kiwi,
and I was like,
and you're like, nah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
When you put, now you a Kiwi? No, that's a Kiwi.
Hey, bro.
Hey, bro.
It's so calm.
Yeah, just at all times.
And then another little physical gag. He's like, I'm really sturdy or something.
Yeah.
The little rock falls off and it's like, oh.
Yeah, the boy sits there and he's like, why are you scared? You're made of rock. And he's like, yeah, fragile rock.
Yeah.
Or whatever it's like. He's like, oh no. And even at the end, he's just like, oh, Meek's dead. Just holding him, can't feel bad.
I felt really bad because I stepped on him. I stepped on him on the bridge. Oh no, he's alive.
He's alive.
And he's got no limbs.
Yeah, it's like, what was the question? And then end. And I was like, that's perfect. That was one of the best ends of a film.
I thought that they were going to put the Guardian guys in this one. I didn't think they'd save them.
That would have been a bit too much.
Because
post credits or something.
Yeah, because I thought, especially with the Ultron, where are we up to now?
You mean
Thanos?
Thanos?
Yeah, but what's
Thanos
the actual...
Avengers Infinity War?
Yeah, Infinity.
Infinity War.
I thought the start of that is going to be everyone already knows each other and this is what we're doing. Whereas I think that first one's now going to be the team up movie, and then
well,
going to be.
It's not called Part 1 and Part 2 anymore. It's just Infinity War and then something. So we're not sure how it's going to do. But the footage from one of the cons a month or so ago shows footage from the film we're guessing near the
opening
start,
scene,
which is Thor floating through space and runs into the windshield of the Guardian ship.
Yeah, I thought that was going to be the post-credits scene of this.
Oh, that could have easily been, but I think we still have a scene where Loki, we're going to guess that Loki is giving the cube to Thanos. So we're sure that that's all probably going to happen, and I doubt they're going to just wipe out all the Asgardians. They're probably going to take them hostage and all of that, and then
Thor tries
to stand up and just gets booted off the ship.
Thor probably, or he sacrifices himself or something.
Yeah.
He's like, let all these people go, but you can take me or some bullshit.
Yeah, something. So I'm very curious to see what happens there. I hope that they don't kill off Korg. I want to see more of him. I hope there's more of him in
I think he needs to stay in the, once you get up to the Ultron, the Infinity, there's too many side people, because otherwise you're going to have the dude from Doctor Strange, the librarian, you're going to have
all the
people.
Comedy side characters.
Yeah, one of those...
Ant-Man's got his own movie and he's pretty much the comedy relief.
Yeah, it's too many
and Spider-Man,
I just want to see...
Too many cooks can spoil them.
Yeah, I just don't want him
I
to
hope
die.
Spider-Man is not in that movie at all. I really hope the reason that Spider-Man hasn't heard anything from Tony Stark or whatever is because like
He was being a little shit.
he's gonna come back and he's gonna be like, oh, did I miss anything? And it's gonna be the whole arc of the Infinity War, and Tony's like, no, not really.
I did like Homecoming though.
I agree, but I don't know how you're gonna get that many people, because the problem I had with Civil War is that they made it out to be this huge thing, and it
then
was
they
just
had a fight at an airport.
6 people at an airport. There's so much. You went into this thinking, oh, it's just going to be the third Thor movie, whatever, and they have complete free reign to do whatever they want. As soon as you get to the team up thing, the stakes for how good the movie needs to be are so much higher. I just don't see, unless they just have this carousel wheel of like, hey, remember me? Remember me? Remember me? It's just it's too many people.
Yeah, but they keep upping the stakes every combo movie, all the Avengers. Thor 1, amazing. One of the best origin films.
The stakes in that movie was him just defending a town against that robot.
Yeah, like it's
the
such
Guardian thing with the laser.
Yeah, it's such a great origin film and standalone film.
Yeah.
And then the second one, they played it too safe, and it just became, as we know, just came out dull and just kind of like, oh, that was a thing.
I remember very little from that film.
Yeah,
because there's not much to remember.
The only thing I remember is Loki sacrificing himself.
The best thing about that film is the play in Thor 3.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that reminds you of the whole movie.
Yeah, and it's like, oh yeah, that whole thing happened. That was fantastic. And that play, the cameos in that play were fantastic. I couldn't pick who Thor was until after the film, like the actor Thor, and I was like, that guy looks really familiar. What's going on? Came out, looked up, it's Luke Hemsworth, his brother.
Their brother, yeah.
So I was like, that's fantastic. No, this one was Luke.
No, Luke.
The third.
The third.
Yeah.
The less
see? Yeah, exactly. The third
The
one.
one that just probably has a day job and gets on with life.
He's in
He's in Westworld. Yeah, he's one of the security
Just a day
people.
job.
Just a day job.
Well, what isn't Westworld about? Are people doing their day job?
Clearly he doesn't have a day job then. I've been mistaken.
Yeah. No, they're all actors, just of varying degrees.
Well, it's like the Skarsgård family. There's like 4 of them.
Yeah, and it's just, they keep popping up in random spots. But that play was fantastic. Matt Damon as Loki was completely left field. I forgot about hearing that rumor and just went whatever. And then that appeared, and they didn't hide who it was.
And he just hysterics. The classic the theatre overacting.
Yeah, which is for him perfect. Like that's just so his role. And then Sam Neill.
Yeah.
It's like, let's just get every Aussie and Kiwi that we can in this and just put him in. It's like, if you're going to have anyone be second Odin, like that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Hopkins, I reckon, probably loved acting as him as Loki.
Yeah.
Because
Being a bit cheeky.
he was just all cheeky and stupid and everything. So I thought that was quite funny. But yeah, that whole thing, and just Thor straight away going, I know who you are.
Yeah.
All right,
and then, the way he was like, my hammer doesn't stop.
Yeah.
He's just holding his head. And
Yeah.
he's like, oh.
Yeah, he's like, all right.
I yield. He goes,
fantastic.
And then he comes running through the crowd and he's like,
You had one job. Yeah, you're fantastic.
Oh man. But everything about the movie, like,
I can't think of a fault. I legitimately am racking my brain.
It's just a good movie, man.
And if I only ever see this movie and I never go back and I never watch it again, I will. But even if I didn't, like, there's nothing that I need to. It's not, well, if you sit through it 5 or 6 times, you really
then
get the nuance. It's just like dumb joke, fucking action.
Hilarious physical gag.
Yeah. It's just do whatever you want with this. Like, this is them. Every time I think that they're going to go on the victory lap and just phone it in because they've already made the millions of dollars, what else do they need to do? Just up the stakes.
Well, I think that was because they got kind of a creative director.
Yeah, no, perfect director for the film.
Yeah.
And I feel like Marvel is allowing its directors free reign.
To be more... And they put their own style in the movie. Yeah. But that also gives the characters more depth. Like Thor now, before he was like your standard, what you'd classify as an Asgardian, like god hero. He's like, yes, my father is the greatest. I'm an upstanding god. I protect justice. And now he's like, twirling the chain. He's like, oh, bad guy, just hang on a second. He's being a bit cheeky.
But they have no problem going straight back to it for when Odin needs to die, and there's like, okay, this is serious, and then it's like, okay, Loki and Thor are having this moment, and then 2 seconds later you've got
Hela.
no, what's his name, kicking the ghost. It's gone from like serious, comedy, serious, comedy, serious, comedy. Like it was,
yeah. That super serious moment.
Yeah.
And he's like, Thor just can read Loki like a book now.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, and then another subtle character thing when they're in the lift, and he's like, yeah, and he's like, we were just not meant to be together.
Yeah.
Yeah, the police help's good.
The police
help.
help.
Just throws him at them. But
and then later I'm not doing police help.
yeah. That super emotional moment where he's like, don't worry about it. You know, like you can stay here and do your thing, and I'll do my thing. We were never
We're kind of binary opposites.
And we were never meant to be brothers. And then you see Loki standing there, and he's like, oh, he's devastated that his brother is telling him like,
which
we're not alike.
Amazing, because I think a lesser series and a lesser director, you would just go, oh, Loki's back, he's good for a second, and now he's a bad guy again, and it would just be that 2-note black and white thing, and this is just so much more layered, and Loki has the potential for that in the character, and they let him actually...
Because he's such a cheeky bastard, because he's the god of mischief, and Thor acknowledges that, when he's like, oh, you're just so easy to read, brother, and he like, because he's put the little thing on his back, and he's like, I could tell you were going to do that from a mile away, and then he's like, you betray me, you come back, then you betray me again.
Especially this thing of like, what's already happened, you've already seen it. In the first, Avengers movie where you have the arc of like, oh, Loki's in a prison cell, okay, now we're back to here, and then every time they do the jump, it gets shorter and shorter and shorter. Like, he was in chains like 4 separate times during this movie, and it wasn't like, oh god, I'm in trouble. He's just like, alright, let's just sit here for 5 minutes. Okay, and here's my exit out of here, and then into this bit. Yeah. I'm curious to see if Hela is actually dead or not.
Or if she's death herself.
Yeah, if there's some sort
she's the goddess of death.
Thanos' death.
Yeah, that's the theory. That's the running theory that this one didn't really tell us.
Blanchett looked like a badass.
She
walks in and she's just like, she was just like, hello, brothers, or whatever. And you're just like,
best Aussie on Aussie fight ever. Yeah. When they're fighting each other, I was like, yeah, this kicks ass. But that's what happens when you do let Cate Blanchett do what she needs to do and direct her right. That was perfect for her. She just did it fantastically. It reminded me of, in a bad way, her in Indiana Jones' Crystal Skull. That is what you don't do with her. Spielberg normally brilliant, but in that he just did not use her well, and I thought it just destroyed, like, she couldn't say what she was doing there. It was just terrible. So she is one of the best actors to ever come out of Australia, and one of the best working ones today, in my opinion, and you could really see that here. She was having equal parts seriousness and fun at the same time.
Yeah.
It worked well.
The only thing that I'm noticing is that characters that are new, it seems like the chemistry between them and the other actors that have already been there feels stilted when you put someone like Thor and Mark Ruffalo, Chris Hemsworth and Mark Ruffalo together, because they've worked together. Them going through that street, that was 100%, that chemistry was real. They know each other, they're friends, that's just him trying to calm him down, but when it's that, like...
Stop seeing the sun going down.
It's like, I am your sister, and it's really like, okay, we had 2 actors working in a professional environment.
Yeah, there is an element of that.
Thing, like the minimalist critique.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, I see where you're coming from, but that's just, it's hard because they haven't worked together well.
Well,
and it works too because the characters haven't.
Yeah, well, there's that too, I guess.
So it's like, you're my sister.
But
you're my sister.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know you.
Yeah, I've never met you in my life.
Fighting, I don't know. As far as I know, it hasn't actually. No one's covered it from Marvel, but Lady Sif wasn't in this. His chickmate. Last we saw her was in Shield.
I was actually thinking about that. There's the 3 guys, and then there's the chick.
And then there's the chick.
And that's his close kind of team.
on and off again, girlfriend, all that stuff. And so I'm not sure if that's... Hopefully they're going to explain that and tie it into Shield again or something like that, because last time we saw her. And she was a great character, great actress. She's doing other things, I think, at the moment, so that doesn't overly surprise me. But... yeah, I think that she was such a major character in the first and second one that she should be covered at some point. But whenever it's been brought up to Marvel, as far as I know, they just kind of sidestep it and go, that's an interesting question for another time.
But even then, even if you come to the next time she's supposed to be in there, and they just take cuts of this movie and move the camera like slightly to the left or something like that, and she's standing there, or in that group scene where it's like pick someone and she's just like,
Yeah,
like they can totally just like, I was here the whole time. What do you mean?
that
just did this.
That is one way of doing it. Yeah.
But man, like what got me fired up about this movie is, in a good way, was how the editing, the way it was edited, reduced the standard, let's sit down in a conference room and talk about our plan type exposition bullshit. You know,
Yeah, it was more on the
they
fly.
cut out 20 minutes of that crap because it was like, you people that are coming to see the movie aren't stupid. You have the ability to follow along. And it's like, you know, he's talking about the champion, and then it just cuts to Thor walking out into the gladiator ring, and you're like, oh, now I know what's going to happen. You know, it's not like, now you're going out to fight blah blah. You know, this will be really intense. This will be blah 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 blah. He just goes out, and the fight is intense. That's all you need.
I think the pacing generally was really well done. I have heard some critiques that after the gladiator scene with Thor and Hulk, that the action scenes aren't as good after that, and I just don't see that.
No,
I think the end scene is
that fight with Hela that he has in the throne room. It's a little fight. It's subtle because he's getting shit kicked out of him.
Yeah, but that was
But
pretty
it was
well
good.
done.
It was cool.
That was cool. The one out on the bridge was cool.
Yeah.
Like I struggled to
Thor
fault it all at
suplexing
all.
Fenrir.
Hulk. Yeah.
And then Thor.
I like.
Hulk suplexing Fenrir. Is it
all the
Fenrir?
Fenrir stuff is brilliant.
I don't know whether it's Fenrir in the comics, but Big Dog.
Yeah, Big Dog.
Yeah, no, it's Fenrir. Traditionally, Fenrir is meant to kill Odin in Ragnarok, so they changed that. But that's fine. This works so much better. The green screen stuff on the hilltop was a bit.
That was
a little obvious.
Look at this
and
view.
annoying.
Oh, it's just a green
Yeah,
screen.
it's just a green screen.
Ow!
Yeah.
If that happened,
Look at
that
this
would be
view.
so funny.
Can't reach out. Touches the wall.
That that was a
That
little
was the
stilted,
only.
but
That was the only kind of uncanny valley type thing.
yeah, but I thought it was fine, and I like that Hela breaking Mjolnir's in that setting as opposed to the laneway worked, because everyone was focused on the laneway going, what's she doing on Earth, what's happening, blah 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 from the trailers, and then when it actually happens it's like, oh no, that's happening in a field somewhere, not in the middle of New York.
Just
It's
like
very-
a little throwaway line that made Thor kind of into what he is. Odin's like in his dream or vision. Odin's like, you're not the god of hammers.
Yeah.
And it's a serious line.
Yeah.
But it's also funny at the same time.
Yeah, it's just
The
like
faster moment.
Yeah.
It was just brilliantly done. And speaking of throwaway lines, I love Hela going through Odin's vault, and she's like,
fake.
this is fake, and then you get the gauntlet, it's like fake, and like, because that has been a serious nerd issue for years now, because we saw it in Thor 1, but then he has it later, and we're like, what happened, how did it work, and he's like, oh no, it's fake.
It's fake.
The only thing that pissed me off was the where she cracks the roof mosaic or whatever. The other mosaic underneath is perfectly full, as an aged a day, and then they go to the doors and she just pulls the doors off and both doors perfectly fall like flat there. I was like, all right, come on, like.
But she's a god, that's why. Powers.
Yeah, but the editing, like, and even most of the visual effects, except that, look at this view. That other than that,
The thing is though, if that looked real, everything else in the film would have looked, well, it would have looked out of place.
Yeah.
'Cause everything was so super real and like.
But that's good.
Bold, black
you
colours.
want super real. That's what Marvel's doing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like that
hyper-realistic
kind of green
almost.
screen feel of that. Like it worked with the aesthetics of the rest of the
Yeah, because if you did actual complete lush green, because I think the grass and all that stuff, it was just the distance shot. That
But why
did
not
it.
just go to Norway? Or do it in fucking New Zealand. Doesn't really matter.
Yeah, they could have just done the hop because they were
Yeah.
filming on the Gold Coast.
They
They could have just done the hop, 3-hour flight, and go to Milford Sound or something on the North Island.
Yeah.
You have amazing clifftop views like that.
But they had to get the cliff top thing for the wide shot anyway.
I could be
of the
wrong.
Thing, you're already there. Just fucking.
Wouldn't surprise me if they did all of the original Odin stuff there,
And then
properly,
they just
and then they green screen the hell of stuff later because they didn't think about it and went, no, we'll use her somewhere else, and then later they changed their mind and went, well, we've already got all this footage.
Yeah.
Let's just use the footage we've got and put it over the top.
Yeah.
Instead of going back a second time to film one shot.
Yeah.
So that's most likely what I reckon happened, but we'll find out as the DVD comes out.
Yeah, but and just the cutting. The cutting and the editing made it an easy to follow story without all the exposition bullshit.
Yeah, it was the pacing. As I said before, it was brilliant. The music was on point. It was retro and 80s enough to be good and funny, but not stupidly corny like some sort of 90s film. It's like remember then it was.
Remember these cheesy synths?
Yeah, it was actually like. It was okay, cool. This is like the writing's a little Tron-like, and
the soundtrack wasn't like super creative, but it was the most memorable Marvel.
But it wasn't too Guardians as well. My other big issue is with the success of Guardians that they were
and then
like
the title was all 80s, like retro style.
The only other thing that I was hoping for was at some point someone would have been listening to something and it's like, oh yeah, I got these are Star Wars tapes or something like that. Like when she was flying
Star Wars
back.
mixtapes or something.
And he's like started farming them out or something like that.
Because the Guardian soundtrack works brilliantly for what it is, but it relates to the story and a specific actual songs. Yeah. This soundtrack I was really impressed with because there's 2 recognisable songs in it. The rest of it is some person's actually put the effort in.
Isn't it just one? It's an immigrant song, twice.
That was the issue, and the other issue is that they didn't use God of Thunder by Kiss, which is the perfect song for that thing.
Well, actually, the song they used in the trailer, that wah 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 wah, that huge, massive, bassy synth between those epic cinematic shots and then the talking. What's it called? In the Face of Evil by a group or a person called Magic Sword. Man, if they put that in the battle scene, whoo!
No, that's interesting. I'll have to.
You got to check it out.
Yeah,
In the Face of Evil, Magic Sword. It's awesome, and that's kind of what they were imitating in the 80s soundtrack a little bit.
Yeah, without actually using it. Over the top. It felt original and it felt like someone actually put a lot of effort into making something interesting and original, and I quite like that.
I'm really happy as well that we've moved away from in the future all technology will be perfect.
Yeah.
When you had the Grandmaster up there doing their like welcome and the video is like thank you. It just makes just this level of reality that really pushes it through.
And then it's showing his previous champions.
Yeah.
And they're kind of like some of them are falling apart a bit.
Yeah,
but
they're
they're
still
building them.
constructing.
If you notice some of the previous champions, Beta Ray Bill is one of them.
Oh, right.
Which is Thor. It's one of the few other people that's been able to lift Thor's hammer, the one that looks like a horse.
Oh.
So he's on it, Man-Thing's on it, and there was someone else. There's Marvel's version of Ares was on there as well.
See, this is why it would be fun if DC and Marvel just did like a quick little swap, because if you put Batman or like just something like that in there, like super subtle, that would have been hilarious because there would have been this thing like, wait, so Batman's fought the Hulk or something like that.
What's going on?
Well, there's all the alternative timelines in the whole DC universe thing, and even in Marvel, like there's all these different universes and all that crap. The 9 realms, like
they've combined sometimes in the comics, and they're pretty amazing. But that's a story for another time. Also, just pointing out, speaking of random references, the retirement home Odin was meant to be in is Shady Acres, which is the name of the retirement home in South Park.
Right, yeah, I knew I recognised that.
And the director, I'm pretty sure, is known for being a South Park fan, so it's just like fantastic, just everything just thrown in there.
And then Loki goes through the portal, and he's like, Loki. And he just takes the ground with the umbrella. With
the umbrella, and it's just the card, and it's like, okay, what are you doing? This is not me. And it's like, fantastic. But yeah, every casting's brilliant. The Valkyrie chick was great. The Valkyrie character in it is bisexual. So, which, if you have that in mind when she's crying because of the other chick getting stabbed instead of her, that adds it.
I got that.
But it's subtle.
Yeah. No,
and so it's not like, hey everyone, look, you've got to bloody see and like have it rammed down your throat. It's just, that's what's happening, and she's got this kind of half flirting thing happening with Thor, and it's fantastic.
For such a short sequence, that was the most epic thing I've seen in such a long time. All the like slow mo.
And then there's that undershot. There's that undershot of Hela, and she's like smiling, and throwing all these giant spears.
Oh man!
And then it cuts to the Valkyries riding in on the Pegasus. Multiple Pegasus.
Pegasi?
Yeah, Pegasi. Octopi? Is that?
I want to say Pegasi.
What's the duplicate of horse? Horses. So it would be Pegasus, right?
Pegasus.
Is that
no? But it's S.
Depends on the
US.
origin of the word.
Yeah.
Which is ancient Greek. So
Pegasi, wouldn't it? Anyway,
he doesn't want to go on record for saying Pegasi.
extraneous details. Yeah, and then it cuts to them riding in and all the. Oh, that was awesome! I totally forgot.
Can we not rate this movie? Let's just put it at the top.
Well, above Empire?
If you want to have an argument about why this is better than Empire Strikes Back, I'll have the argument.
I want to have that argument.
Because
that could be another video.
There's a couple of things. One, I think we're slightly. This is an Aussie biased on this film.
Yeah, Aussie bias.
No. So okay, if you want to say that The Empire Strikes Back is like, if you're making it top 100 movies of all time, like, should this go in there? Maybe not. But for like
enjoyment,
us and
for Aussie bias, this is better than Empire for us, I think.
But also
generally,
it just feels like it's not
just
made for an American.
No,
it's made for us.
It's made for Australian and New Zealand Marvel nerds. Like they went, oh, you guys have been well. Here is a gift, and we're like, oh, what?
There's only 30 million of you, but we'll throw you a bone.
Yeah, it's like, did you even make this for the rest of the world? Like this so much feels like it's just for us.
But at the same time, it can be accepted by
it's sure many of them will too. About time they become familiar with and experience some of our sense of humour.
Yeah.
The way we like to laugh at,
especially with it being Chris Hemsworth. Like this was like Mark Ruffalo seemed so out of place as an American in this movie, even though most of the cast, wherever they're from, still just him being. This American.
I loved how diverse, just also racially, how diverse the cast was. It just wasn't, here's 4 white people being gods and killing each other. Yeah. You're like, oh, here we go again. Like, it was actually throwing stuff in of various different nationalities and stuff, which was, Idris Elba. Small but brilliant role.
Yeah.
But Heimdall was great in the first 2.
Yeah.
Underutilized in number 2. So level of Heimdall.
Yeah, Heimdall better. I love that he stole the sword and you can see everything still. Yeah. Are we all assuming he has the last...
this giant claymore.
We're all assuming he has the last Soul Stone?
Yeah, that's why you can see.
That's what we're pretty much thinking.
I saw you coming.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. Sure you did. I still don't know though if it's in the sword or with him. Because we didn't see his eyes before he got the sword back. So I'm thinking potentially that
was the other dude's eyes that way when he used the sword?
No, but is it like an access thing?
But with the
how the mind gem was in the staff and it wasn't.
Oh yeah, but then he would have seen Thor coming and it wouldn't have been like, what the fuck are you doing here, sort of thing. Do you know what I mean?
Anyway,
potential, but hopefully we'll find out in the next one.
But with the rating, I definitely think we can put that Aussie bias on.
I think.
Well, Crocodile Dundee's at the top, so we're gonna go Aussie bias. This is hands down best movie this year, best movie.
I think with Aussie bias, it's above Empire. Without Aussie bias, I still think it's just below Empire.
Yeah.
But all of the sci-fi stuff takes from that and just builds on what it is. So if you take one out of the equation, you wouldn't have this movie.
Yes, no, this is true.
So it's just that thing of, do you take building on something, or do you take the original?
Again with the sci-fi stuff, it's like, oh, my hands are a bit shaky with the Stan Lee cameo, and he's like, you must not touch my hair, and he's full on like,
he's like,
Thor, God of Thunder, and he's like, please don't cut my hair.
That's
like,
that's possibly one of the best Stan cameos yet. Which I think it's one of the pre-recorded ones, because he's pre-recorded like 4 or 5.
It felt like that a little bit.
Yeah, so I think
he is like 94 or something.
Yeah, I know, he's getting pretty old. I'm pretty sure he's already frozen.
He's gone full Walt Disney.
Yeah, he said they perfected it. He's actually an android. But yeah, I think this is my favourite Marvel film so far.
Yep.
And I am excited to see this again multiple times. Like every aspect of it, the look, the feel, the casting, everything about it.
Yeah, like I said at the start, like for target demographic wise, this is my fucking movie.
The only negative thing I had coming out of it was I wanted to see more Cork. I wanted to see him actually fight more. And I'm like, can we just have like a buddy cop film with him and Thor
And Meek. And he's strapped to his back.
Yeah,
And
just
Meek's got
running around.
the blades like.
Like, I hope they. Oh, there's just so many things they can do.
And you had the Star Wars pen thing across the big ship when the ship flew over the camera. I was like, yeah, cool. The only thing at the end credits, when the ship was just sort of floating there, that felt like someone was holding a toy and going.
Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, it felt old school. It felt like
it's like
1960s.
attached by wires, and then the other one comes up on like a little crane.
But I like that. I like that feel for it, and I love the Grandmaster at the end going, okay,
It's
it's
a
a tie.
tie. You kind of
Monty Python style. We'll call it a draw.
Yeah.
That's just like so well done. So
I was a big part of this revolution because you need someone to overthrow.
yeah, it was just constantly.
Brilliant. But yeah, I'm going to go with that rating.
Yeah.
Aussie bias above Empire.
Yeah.
Non-Aussie bias just below.
Yeah.
Only because Empire is not for our generation.
Yeah.
That's like a movie that that's an up here movie. It's
You've
top
got to
shelf.
look at it within the context of its time period.
Yeah.
And for this, harking back with so many 80s references, yet still being so relevant to 2017, I think.
Well, because there's that, especially like again with the music, there's the whole retro wave 80s revival at the moment.
As a millennial.
Not being able to afford a house.
Yeah. I need to take my enjoyment right.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
This was the avocado of films. It was brilliant.
Smash avocado.
Smashed avocado of films as a millennial.
Yeah.
Brilliant for all.
Great all round.
Yeah. Go and see this.
It's like a
movie.
love ballad for everything from our childhood.
Yeah. 100%.
At least for you guys.
Yeah, we're old enough to be like, this is so on point. This is fantastic.
But it does leave me worried about is Black Panther the next Marvel?
Yeah,
It's gonna be too serious.
I've stopped watching the trailers because it just ruins stuff.
I did that for this, and this is the most fun I've had in a movie in a long time because I don't give a shit about spoiling the whole movie before I get there. If I didn't see the Hulk reveal, I can't imagine what that would have been like to have seen in the cinema. Because that's the only thing in the trailer that kind of pissed me off is that they shouldn't have said anything about Hulk being in this movie at all.
Yeah.
And then the whole pivotal thing of him seeing him first and going, "It's a friend from work."
Halfway through the fight, you're embarrassing me. I said we were friends.
Strongest Avenger. Point Break.
I hate you so.
We could keep quoting for hours.
Yeah, I agree. We should just go and watch the movie again.
Yeah. It's. I can't wait to get all the added extras and stuff on this one as well. And I very rarely get excited about buying DVDs.
Man,
anymore.
imagine all the corpsing to do with Korg or whatever his name is.
Oh yeah.
Just he'll say a classic Kiwi line. And
I think
it'll
half
just
of it.
break
Was,
out.
I think half of it was ad-libbed as well.
Yeah.
Korg's lines.
Yes, if there isn't a DVD reel of Korg lines that didn't
But
work.
how, like, if you're a cameraman on something like that, or a boom operator, like, how do you not piss yourself laughing?
That's where we got shaky cam from. Because
Fantastic.
Anyway.
Alright, thank you for watching The Gathering. We'll put another one of these out when? Dunno.
Go see this movie.
Yes,
Yeah,
go see this movie.
Right on.